This video is about La Mer by Claude Debussy. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Claude Debussy was a French composer who lived from 1862 to 1918. He is considered one of the most important representatives of Impressionism in music. He wrote his orchestral work La Mer between 1903 and 1905. The full title is La Mer, Trois Esquisses Symphoniques pour orchestre. In La Mer, Debussy wanted to musically represent the sea and its various moods. La Mer consists of 3 movements, which Debussy called symphonic sketches. The first movement is called De l'aube à midi sur la mer and describes the course of a morning at the sea. The second movement, Jeux de vagues, shows the playful movements of the waves. The third movement, Dialogue du vent et de la mer, represents a dialogue between wind and sea. Each movement has its own mood and sound world. In La Mer, Debussy placed great emphasis on the orchestral timbre. He used many different instruments to achieve special sound effects. The strings often play fast runs to represent the movement of the waves. The wind instruments and the percussion create sounds that are reminiscent of wind and storm. These diverse timbres make La Mer a lively and impressive work. Debussy used many different rhythms in La Mer, which makes the work varied. The music contains frequent changes of time and irregular rhythms. This creates a complex and unexpected structure. Each movement has its own rhythmic characteristics, which reflect the respective mood of the sea. This rhythmic diversity makes La Mer particularly lively. Claude Debussy was strongly influenced by Impressionism in painting. This art movement sought to depict fleeting impressions and moods. In La Mer, Debussy did the same by experimenting with harmonies and rhythms. He did not want to create clear melodies or forms, but rather to create an atmosphere. This resulted in a work that seems like a musical painting. The premiere of La Mer took place in Paris in 1905. The audience's initial reaction was mixed, as the music was unusual and difficult to understand. Many critics criticized the work because they could not comprehend the complex rhythms and harmonies. However, over time, more and more people recognized the quality of La Mer. Today it is considered one of the most important works of Impressionism. La Mer is considered a milestone in the history of music. It shows Debussy's ability to create new musical forms and to depict complex moods. The music inspires many composers and conductors around the world. It is often considered a masterpiece of orchestral literature. La Mer remains an impressive example of Debussy's unique style. Claude Debussy loved the sea and drew inspiration from it for many of his works. In La Mer, he wanted to musically depict the different moods of the sea. He spent a lot of time on the coast, watching the waves and the weather. These impressions flowed directly into his music. The sea remained an important source of inspiration for Debussy. Claude Debussy died in 1918, but his influence on music can still be felt today. He left behind a rich musical legacy, including La Mer. His experiments with tone colors, rhythms, and structures inspired many composers of the 20th century. La Mer remains an important part of his work and shows how Debussy revolutionized the music of his time.